Hey you guys, welcome to Yogalates with SJ and to this healthy body and mind yoga practice. So you don't need any equipment for this, and this is a beautiful yoga practice to do as many times a week as you feel to allow you to feel so much better. So whether or not you are finding that you are feeling down, or maybe you just need a mood elevation, the more times that you practice this each week, you will find that it will really allow you to feel so much better, and even from the very first day that you do this. So we're just going to start here in a standing, just letting the shoulders come up towards the ears, releasing the shoulders down, allowing the palms to be facing forward, so spreading wide through the fingers, and just taking a moment here to softly engage into the core and starting to maybe gently close the eyes, or you might just find a softer gaze. And just starting to find some deeper breaths. So breathing all the way in, drawing that breath into the belly, expanding the belly out, and then slowly releasing the breath all the way back out the nose or mouth. And just doing that again. So inhaling deeply, feeling that expansion of the belly, the ribs, the heart. And then as you start to exhale, just letting the shoulders relax even more, allowing the jaw to soften and relax, allowing the whole arms, the wrists, the fingers releasing. And you might start to notice that connection of the feet as they connect to your mat here. And maybe you might place the hands onto the belly, or maybe placing one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. You might take a moment here to set an intention for your practice today. It might be something that you really feel you'd like to take away from the practice, maybe a shift in mood, or it might be to feel in some way something different. It might be the words, may I be happy, may I be safe, may I be free. You might just take a few moments to quietly say these things to yourself. And as you do that, you might just start to feel the belly expanding with the breath, feeling the heart expanding out with the breath beneath the hands. And then feeling as it all softens and falls back away from the hands as you exhale slowly back out. And continuing to find those deeper breaths, breathing really deeply in, drawing the belly all the way forward and outward, and drawing that breath all the way up to the top of the head. And then as you slowly start to release the breath all the way back out, just allowing the shoulders to relax even more, the elbows relaxing. As you continue to focus on your breathing, focusing on that full breath in and that full breath out. You might also just connect into your feet again. So noticing that connection of both of the feet connected to the earth. Noticing your heart as it expands, open outward as you breathe in. And noticing as everything starts to soften and relax a little bit more. No matter what you've been carrying, no matter the tension or the worries that maybe you have been feeling or experiencing, maybe just an invitation to the mind that it's okay now to just take this time to breathe, taking this time to simply take those deeper breaths, setting anything to one side, any to-do list, anything that's been circulating in the mind, allowing those things to slow down, allowing those things to be released, just even if it is for this time. And then maybe you might let the hands come down and allowing that open heart again. And then as you inhale, sweeping the arms up, looking up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, starting to fold all the way down into a forward fold. So you can softly bend into the knees as much as you like, just letting the head and shoulders relax. and then coming to a halfway lift as you inhale, finding a flat back, and then as you exhale, folding back down, ragdoll the head and neck. And then inhale, starting to slowly roll all the way back up, vertebra by vertebra, and then releasing the shoulders down and away at the top. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, looking up. Exhale, floating down, releasing, forward fold. Inhale, finding a nice halfway lift with a flat back, and exhale, releasing, forward fold. And inhale, we're going to start to roll back up, so chin to chest, rolling up vertebra by vertebra, and the head comes up last, releasing shoulders down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, coming down, forward fold, let it go, releasing down into the earth. Inhale, finding a halfway lift with a flat back, lengthening out through the neck, through the top of the head. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, rolling the spine all the way up, and exhale, release, bringing the arms down, palms facing forward. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, fold it down and releasing down, forward fold. And then you might just take opposite elbow with opposite hand, maybe just finding a gentle rock from side to side, letting the head and neck go. Any kind of movement here that feels amazing for you, just letting the whole torso relax down towards the earth. You might just find some movement here into the arms, the head, maybe nodding the head, shaking the head. And then maybe you might just start to circle the head in one direction. So really, really gently, just a tiny circle in one direction as you continue to find those deeper breaths. So breathing deeply into the belly, feeling the belly expanding and pressing towards the top of the legs. And then as you exhale out, just feeling the whole upper body, the shoulders, the arms, the head, the neck releasing further towards the earth. And then starting to circle the head in the opposite direction. Just tiny circles, keeping those deeper breaths going. Breathing deeply in, fully out, letting it go, relaxing all the way down. Feeling that weight of the whole of the upper body releasing towards the earth. And then just starting to softly bend into the knees, and then starting to lengthen out through the back of the legs, and then bending through the knees again, and then finding length through the back of the legs as you lift the pelvis up. Just doing this a couple more times, and then we are coming all the way back to that fold, and then just starting to slowly gaze down at your mat. We're going to start to step the right foot back and then the left, coming to a plank. So you can come into a high plank here, or you can drop the knees and come down into your half plank. So we are just finding a core engagement here, shoulders away from the ears, elbows go straight back as you slowly lower all the way down to the mat with control, and then letting the forehead kiss the earth. Inhale as you start to press into the hands, lifting up. Exhale, floating back down, forehead comes down. Inhale, starting to come up, opening the heart forward. Exhale, coming back down, forehead comes down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, slowly lowering back down. And then inhale, starting to press into the hands as you shift the hips back. And then you are rolling the spine, coming all the way up to a high kneeling, releasing the shoulders down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hands come down through prayer as you sit back towards the heels. Inhale, shifting forward, tabletop, and then exhale as you start to lift the hips, drop the heels, downward facing dog. Taking some time here maybe to start to bend through one knee and then the other. You might find anything at all that feels awesome. So maybe walking the dog, or you might start to twist a little bit into the waist, maybe gazing underneath one armpit and then the other. Just taking some really cleansing breaths in through the nose and out the nose or mouth. And then we're starting to slowly gaze up towards the top of your mat and making baby steps forward. So tiny steps forward as you stay in your fold, releasing here at the top, letting the arms, the head, the neck release all the way down, and softness into the knees as you roll the spine, coming all the way back up, and the head arrives last. Exhale, releasing the shoulders down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale as you come down into your fold. And inhale, finding that flat back. Exhale, float it down, releasing, forward fold. Inhale, we're starting to frame the front foot with the hands, stepping the left foot back, then the right coming to your plank. You can drop the knees if you want to, or staying high and shoulders away from the ears, length through the back of the neck. Elbows go straight back as you start to lower down with control. Forehead comes to the mat. Inhale, starting to come up, gazing straight ahead or slightly forward and down. And then inhale as you lower back down. Exhale, shifting the hips back, coming all the way back, rolling the spine, coming up to your high kneeling. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, looking up. Exhale as you come down, sitting back towards the heels. Inhale, shifting forward to your tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog, lifting the hips and softly sinking the heels down. And you can bend the knees as much as you like here, just allowing the hips to lengthen up towards the ceiling, imagining you're trying to bring the belly towards the top of the legs. You might nod the head yes, shake the head no. And then on your next inhale, softly gazing forward and making those baby steps all the way to the front of the mat. And you are folding down when you get there, releasing, ragdoll the head and neck. Softness into the knees. Inhale, starting to roll the spine, keeping the arms relaxed. Exhale as you release the arms down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, looking up. Exhale, fold it down, releasing, forward fold. Inhale, we're starting to frame the foot with the hands and stepping the right foot back, then the left, coming to your plank. So either your high plank or your low plank, and then just starting to lower all the way down with control. Elbows go straight back. And then you are starting to shift the hips back, sitting back towards the heels, rolling up to your high kneeling. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, looking up. Exhale, sitting back towards the heels, and then shifting forward, going through tabletop and then downward facing dog. And staying here, finding those cleansing breaths in through the nose, out the nose or mouth, just letting it go. So maybe you're sighing out the mouth, just any tension, letting it come all the way out the top of the head into the earth. And then we are starting to gaze up towards the top end of your mat, making those baby steps forward and folding forward at the top of the mat. Bending generously into the knees and grounding the feet down as you start to roll all the way up. So feeling that grounding down of the feet as you roll the spine coming up. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale as you bring the hands down through prayer, releasing, forward fold. Inhale, finding that halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, starting to frame the foot with the hands and stepping back into your plank. Staying here, you can either be high or dropping those knees, coming down to your half plank and keeping your core engaged. Elbows go straight back, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, lowering all the way down to your mat. Forehead kisses the earth. Inhale, starting to press into the hands, letting the hips come back towards the heels, and you are sitting all the way back towards those heels. Let's stay here in a child's pose. So maybe here you might want to bring the knees out a little bit wider, big toes together, or you might want to have the knees together and just let the belly relax onto the top of the legs. You might want to let the arms be extended forward, or if it feels too much for the shoulders, you might have the hands coming back a little bit towards the head, maybe letting the hands frame the head, just letting the forehead find a comfortable place to be on your mat. Maybe you might find a little massage into the forehead, into the third eye. Maybe rolling the head from side to side. And as you do this, finding those deeper breaths in through the nose, feeling that belly expanding. And as you exhale, just letting everything soften and relax down, letting it all go, feeling that support of the mat. Allowing everything to relax a little bit more with each breath. And then on your next inhale, just starting to softly gaze up, and we're coming to a tabletop position. So finding a beautiful tabletop here, letting the hips be in line with the knees and the shoulders be in line with the wrists, finding length through the whole back, soft connection of the core, and then we are starting to sweep the right leg back. Then drawing the knee all the way in towards the belly, and then placing the foot down and starting to heel toe the foot across your mat, finding a beautiful position of the shin. So for a less intense stretch, you can start to bring the foot back a little bit towards the front side of the pelvis, or if you want a deeper stretch, you can allow the shin to be more parallel with the top end of your mat. You might stay high here, or maybe you might start to walk the hands down, maybe stacking one arm on top of the other and placing your forehead down onto those stacked arms, or maybe you are coming all the way down, lengthening the arms all the way down as you lower the forehead down onto your mat. Just making sure that you have got the hips really close to the mat here and that they are in the same kind of line, so you're not rocking over to one side or the other. So you can be up higher if you're finding that's happening. Just starting to take some deeper breaths here, breathing deeply in through the nose. And as you exhale out, just sending that exhalation to wherever you're feeling the stretch. So wherever there is that restriction or any kind of tension or tightness, just starting to send your exhale there. And then when you're ready, we're just going to start to slowly come all the way back up and tucking the back toes under and starting to shift back to your tabletop position. Taking a moment here to find your tabletop again, and then we're just going to find some cat-cow here. So dropping the belly, bringing the gaze up, tailbone comes up, and then as you start to press the mat away, rounding the spine, bringing the chin to chest, tucking the tailbone under, and continuing with this. So as you come up, you are shining the heart forward, opening up through the front side of the heart center, and then as you exhale, finding that beautiful rounding of the spine. And you might want to do this completely differently. So maybe you want to circle the hips, or you might want to do some other kind of movement here into the spine. So really just working with what feels good for you today and connecting your breath into this. So every time you start to shine the heart up, you're finding that deep breath in. And as you exhale, you are releasing and rounding the spine. And then we're coming all the way back through center, and we're finding our tabletop, connecting into the core, and inhale as you lengthen the left leg back, drawing the knee in towards the heart, crossing the shin across your mat, and starting to lower all the way down, or maybe you're staying up high here. So again, just moving the shin and the foot to be in a position where you're able to feel a stretch, but you are also able to really breathe deeply. So never wanting to come into any kind of pain here. We want to just come into a place where you are able to breathe super deeply and you're just feeling a stretch, and just letting the time as well as the breath start to smooth everything out, start to relax everything out. Taking those deeper breaths in through the nose, and as you exhale it out, sending the breath all the way down to the pelvis, the hips, the back body, and breathing deeply in, full breath, belly expands. And then exhale, 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 relaxing all the way out. Softening into the hands, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, heart melting down. And then on your next inhale, softly gazing up, walking the hands back in, and then we are tucking the back toes under and shifting slightly forward and coming all the way back to your tabletop position. Just starting to sit back towards the heels as you round the spine, and then coming all the way back to your tabletop. Any movement here that you want to do, and then we are coming all the way to a seated position. So taking your time to find a seat, and we are lengthening the legs down in front of you, flexing the toes back towards the face. And if you want to, you can always place something underneath the sit bones, or you can put something underneath the knees, back of the knees, if you're finding that there's any tension there. And on an inhale, lengthening the arms up. Exhale as you float the arms all the way forward, folding from the hips and allowing the head to come towards the top of the legs. Just letting the arms relax to anywhere that they want to be, Maybe you are taking hold of the outside of the ankles, or maybe the back of the heels, back of the feet. Maybe you're wrapping the hands around the toes, warming your toes. Just letting everything relax here as you find those deeper breaths. So as you inhale in, you might find a little bit more length through the spine. And as you exhale out, feeling the body starting to soften even further towards the top of the legs. Maybe letting the mind continue to follow the movement of the breath. Following that feeling, that sensation of the belly as it presses into the top of the legs as you inhale. And as you exhale, feeling everything starting to soften even further into your shape. And then on your next inhale, softly gazing up. And then as you exhale, letting the head come back down. Inhale, finding length into the spine from the tailbone all the way out the top of the head. And then exhale, releasing, forehead comes to knees. Inhale, finding that length again, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, letting it go, releasing, releasing, releasing. Head comes all the way down towards the top of the legs. Beautiful. Now just letting the body stay in the fold, keeping the chin tucked, and as you inhale, just starting to roll the spine, coming all the way back up to your seated position, and releasing the shoulders up towards the ears and back down and away from the ears, finding length in the spine here as you sit up really tall. And then you're shifting the pelvis forward and bringing the hands behind the knees, and core is engaged, chin to chest, rolling the spine vertebra by vertebra, coming all the way down onto your back. Just letting the arms be wherever they want to be here, and then you might wrap the hands around the front side of the knees as you draw the knees in towards the heart center, giving yourself a really big hug, the biggest hug that you have had all day or even all year, just squeezing those knees in. And maybe you might just find anything here that feels awesome, and then just starting to softly float the feet all the way back down towards the mat, and bringing the back of the heels in as close as you can towards the pelvis, reaching the fingertips towards the back of those heels. And then we're starting to come to a bridge. So pressing into the feet as you start to lift the hips up high towards the ceiling, and staying up as high as you can, and then slowly rolling the spine from the top of the back all the way down to the lower back. Pelvis arrives onto your mat last. Inhale, lifting up high, coming up as high as you can, lifting, 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 and then exhale as you roll all the way back down, vertebra by vertebra, slow and controlled. Inhale, starting to come all the way up, finding length into the back of the neck, coming up high onto the back of those shoulders, seeing if you can come up even higher, and then starting to roll all the way back down and releasing. Pelvis relaxes into your mat. Inhale, coming up, closing the ribs, so you're keeping the core softly engaged as you lift up even higher. And then as you roll the spine, you are starting to just let everything go. As you continue with this, you might just notice that beautiful strength and that holding at the top. And then as you come down, you might just notice that release of all the muscles, that release of tension releasing out. Staying here, you guys, we're just starting to bring one knee in, and then just opening the hip out to the side, and then coming back through center, lowering the foot and coming to the other side. And then we are just starting to bring both feet back down, and we are going to just heel toe the feet out a little bit. Now you can either come up against a wall here. We're going to do waterfall, so you can either come up against a wall, or you can grab hold of a block or a little cushion or a bolster. We're just bringing the sacrum, so that is that flat bony part at the base of your spine and just above the pelvis. We're going to bring the support underneath you, and then you're just starting to lengthen the legs up, either the wall or just floating the legs in the air. So just letting the arms relax to wherever they want to. Maybe you have got the arms out wider. Maybe you're bringing the arms into a cactus shape, finding some openness across the front side of the heart center. wherever you feel to put your arms, just finding that beautiful release of the back body and letting the legs relax, and just taking those deep breaths here, inhaling in and exhaling all the way out. You might close your eyes, maybe you're softening your gaze here as you really feel into the sensation of the legs being in this position. This is an incredible shape to come into to bring everything back into balance. It's amazing for relieving anxiety, for allowing you to feel better. So if you're not feeling great, this is a really beautiful position to come into. It allows everything to flow really freely through the body. So it's not only physically really great for you, but it is also incredible for the mind, for the brain, for all of the organs, those vital organs, the heart. When you're ready, we're just going to come all the way out of this. So starting to slowly float the feet all the way down, and then we're hugging the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Any movement here into the feet that feels awesome, and then just taking the right hand to the outside of that left knee and gently guiding the knee across the body, finding a beautiful twist here. So we're just starting to adjust to allow the back of the shoulders to find that connection of the mat. Maybe you're letting the head roll over to face towards that left side. Maybe you've got the right hand relaxing onto the outside of the knee, or you might let the arm come out and relax out wide. And as you start to take those deeper breaths, sending your breath to the side ribs, to the side waist and the outer hip. Inhaling as you expand out, and then exhale as you relax the whole body. Everything starting to melt, letting go of any holding, any gripping in the pelvis, the hip, the legs, the side of the head, the muscles of the face. Maybe here you're noticing that beautiful openness across the front side of the heart. And then when you're ready, maybe you're finding a little rock of the head from side to side, unraveling, coming all the way back through center, hugging the knee in one more time. And then we're going to come to the other side. So just taking a nice big stretch up overhead, drawing the right knee in towards the right shoulder, and again any movement here that you feel to do into the feet, the toes, and then extending that left leg out as you start to gently guide the right knee, the right leg across, and just taking some time here to find those little adjustments. Maybe again you're keeping the left hand on the outside of the knee, or maybe you're releasing the arm to come out wide, flipping the palms towards the ceiling. You might softly start to roll the head over to face over to that right side, finding those breaths here into the side waist, noticing that expansion of the side waist as you breathe in. Noticing as everything starts to become even heavier, relaxing and releasing as you breathe out. Finding one or two more really deep breaths here. Maybe you're finding that little rock of the head from side to side. And then we are coming all the way back through center, hugging the knee in. And then we are starting to just take any kind of movement here that you want to, anything else you want to do before coming to our final resting shape, Shavasana. So You might want to make this really, really comfy. Maybe you want to add a blanket. You might want to cover your eyes. Just making sure you're in a really nice position where you can feel really warm and comfortable. And maybe you want to have the legs extended, or maybe you want to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees falling out wide. Whatever feels awesome. And just starting to just take any little wiggles, any movement into any part of the body that feels it needs it, before starting to find a few final deep breaths in through the nose. And as you exhale out, just letting each exhalation start to invite a wave of relaxation to run all the way from the top of the head, all the way through every cell, every muscle, feeling the whole body becoming even heavier, releasing all the way down into your support. You might just do a few more of those deeper breaths. Maybe you are sighing the breath out the mouth before allowing the breath to come back to its natural state. And then just taking as long as you like here in your Shavasana, in your resting shape, in this stillness. Just allowing yourself to really relax here. There is nothing in the world that you need to do right now. You are exactly where you need to be. Letting the whole weight of the body completely release. Feeling that support of the earth beneath you, holding you. You might say your intention that you made at the beginning of the class again quietly to yourself, maybe bringing your mind back to it. You might say some affirmations like, I am safe, I am happy, I am peaceful, I am loved, I am supported. As you continue to allow yourself to be fully supported, letting the whole body become even heavier as you release the whole weight of the body down. If there's any tension still being held anywhere within the body, you might just send your mind to that space. And not forcing anything or making anything happen, but simply with kind eyes, noticing where that is in the body and either sending your breath there, so breathing into that space, or you might simply just bring your mind there and invite that space to let go, letting it know that it is safe to let go. You might notice all of the sounds that fill the air around you without any judgment, without really naming the sounds or focusing on any one sound. Just noticing and observing what you hear as you continue to rest here on your mat. Allow the mind to notice the subtle movement of the body as you breathe naturally. Noticing that even in stillness, there is still movement in the body. You might notice that rise and fall of the belly as you breathe. Continuing to stay here for as long as you like, you guys, before going about the rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed this practice as much as I did. I hope you feel much better than when you started the practice today. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Can't wait to see you again next time. Take care.